Greetings! If you have been struggling with habit change and you're curious to learn some of the fundamentals of behaviour science, which actually explain why you've been struggling with habit change and how you can make habit change a whole lot easier, then you have come to the right place. I'm Dr. Habit, also known as Dr. Rebecca Stafford, and I'm just going to, this is going to be real quick and a few basics, and we're going to talk about the basics of rewards and punishments because it's really important for motivation and for habit change. And culturally, we're quite good at the very, very basics, which I'll get into a second, but we're really, really terrible at knowing how to apply those basics, and we often get it so wrong that those are it's actually causing our struggles with habit change. So I'll just explain a little more. So the very, very basics we're fine with. So the concepts of rewards and punishments. So the idea is that if you reward a behaviour, that increases the probability of the behaviour occurring, as it says on this little chart here. And conversely, if you punish a behaviour, that decreases the probability of a behaviour occurring again. So a catchy way of saying it in relation to rewards is behaviours that get rewarded get repeated. And I can't think of a catchy way to say the equivalent for punishments. Please let me know if you can think of something. But again, if a behaviour is punishment, it's less likely to happen again. So we don't usually use those words, but we're good with that basic concept, and that's cool. Where we come unstuck is we are, culturally speaking, I'm sure you don't do this, we are crap at knowing which behaviours we are rewarding and which behaviours we are punishing. Consequently, we often actually reward the undesirable behaviour, often the bad habit we're trying to break or consciously trying to break, and we actually punish the good behaviour. So I'm going to go into more detail about this in some other videos. By the way, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would like to receive notification of those videos, all good stuff on habit change. But I'll give you a quick example now. So a really common, unfortunate example is when you've got really frazzled, stressed parents telling off naughty kids. Now, there's actually no such thing as naughtiness, but that's kind of another story. But and the parents often notice, like, they might get an immediate decrease in the naughty behaviour, but overall it doesn't help, and the naughtiness can actually get worse over the long term. So the reason this is happening is because it kind of makes sense, because the parents think they're punishing the child's naughty behaviour, so therefore logically the naughty behaviour should decrease. The problem is that's not what's actually going on. As I said, naughtiness doesn't actually exist as a behaviour. It's not a legitimate psychological construct. And so ask yourself this: we're a profoundly social species, and what's worse than negative attention? What's worse than being told off? And the answer is no attention. So typical scenario is when kind of really stressed, strung out parents are punishing naughty children. They're not actually punishing the non-existent naughty behaviour. They are actually rewarding the attention-seeking behaviour. And behaviours that get rewarded get repeated. So it just carries on. So that's a unfortunately really common example, and also often what you're getting with naughty children is kids who they're not getting rewarded for the good behaviour, and they are just desperate for attention, and negative attention is better than no attention. So unfortunately that's what's going on. If you're a parent or caregiver and you're struggling with this, it's really, really common, and you're doing your best, so go easy on yourself. but do try and catch the child being good, or even just not being naughty, just for starters, and you'll be amazed at how quickly change can come about. But anyway, so that's a really common example of how badly we get it wrong, and that scenario applies to so many habits people are struggling to change. They are unintentionally punishing the wrong behaviour and rewarding the desirable. Oh, I'm so getting this wrong. They're unintentionally rewarding the unwanted behaviour and punishing the good behaviour. So I'll give more examples of this in some other videos. As I said, if you want to see them, please subscribe to this channel, and please like this video and share it if you would like to help me help other people. So thank you so much, and see you soon with some more tips on behaviour science strategies for habit change. Bye.